something that you never guess. I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Steadfast RC. Thanks for stopping by to watch. What we got today is the Atlas 1/10 scale 4x4 from FMS. This is 100% stock. You guys have seen this on the channel before if you watch my videos. We got it out here today on a new section of the trail out here, just a tire obstacle I built out of some bricks, and I cut some tires in half and buried them, and I kind of set them offset, you know, so as you go over it, the suspension flexes and works pretty good. Excuse me because I'm all stuffed up. I got a sinus deal going on. But the point of today's video is I want to do, it's been a couple weeks since I run this thing, so I want to get a fresh run in my mind, because a couple people have been messaging me about the slow speed control of this thing, and they're kind of wondering how it is. It's a Hobbywing 1040 ESC, so it's going to be, you know, mid-range, not really good, not really bad. But one thing that I discovered on mine, at least, I don't know if it'll be the same for yours, is I run the throttle trim almost all the way up, and what that does is gives you more trigger resolution, and it makes that kind of notchiness in the throttle seem a lot better, and it gives you more low speed control. But inside in the shop over that direction, I have a Radiolink Cool 9030 ESC that I'm going to put in this thing after I run it in stock form. I want to do a back-to-back run just to try to remove as much placebo effect as possible, and we're going to see that Radiolink speed control should be better than the Hobbywing 1040, but we're going to do a stock run, and then we'll go swap it in the shop, come back out here, do another run back-to-back, and see what we think about it. So, here we go. Here's the 100% stock Atlas. And I'll try to be as smooth as I can on the throttle. You can hear the, I don't know if you'll be able to hear the whine of the motor. That's called pulse width modulation, and that's not something, as far as I know, that you can adjust on the 1040 ESC, so that sound just kind of is what it is. Not really as loud as it seems on camera. The sound really doesn't bother me. Ooh, almost lost it there. So not bad, the 1040, you know, if you're using good finger control, I would call that definitely acceptable. You don't need to, ooh, almost, I did lose it. You know, you don't need to run out and buy a new speed controller immediately for this thing just because it comes with the 1040. 1040 is fine. Let's move over to the rock section here. I have a suspicion, though, that the Radiolink Cool 9030 is going to be a lot better for low speed modulation. But stock, this thing's fine. I mean, it's totally livable with the 1040. See right there, I mean, I was bumping it as light as I could. See, I can't get it to control any better than that on the low speed coming downhill. So there's a little bit to be desired if you're used to running like a 1080 or something like that. But as you can see, I'm not really, it's not holding me back very much in the rocks. Keep in mind it's also running the stock 550 motor too, which I'm sure is not the smoothest motor. We're just kind of doing this uncut and get sort of a raw back-to-back. Come back up the other way, and then we'll go switch out the ESC to the Radiolink. Really love the tires on this thing for RTR tires. They dig pretty good, these Hyrax clones. See, I feel like right there I could be smoother with the different speed controller. Oh no! Oh, it didn't roll too far at least. I was looking in the camera instead of paying attention to where I was going. See right there, yeah, I could have went slower over that if I had more throttle resolution. All right, guys, so there was the stock run. Let's go ahead in the shop and get the ESC swapped over and come back out. Okay, so here is the Radiolink Cool 9030 ESC. You can see the information right there. And I'll show you guys what's in the bag. We'll get this thing opened up real quick. Instruction manual, we'll refer to that later if we need to. Don't lose your jumper pins because those go in certain places. Those are the only adjustments on this ESC are by using these jumper pins in these different locations right here. Try to get the camera to focus. Sections 1 through 4. So those are how you change your adjustments on this thing. There's no program card, no nothing. Super simple. And on the side right here, it's got a slot. You can slot the switch right in. And it's a nice neoprene covered switch. And it comes with an XT60, so that's awesome job on that, Radiolink. Thanks for doing that. If you're not running XT60s, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Of course, you got your standard servo connector right there for the radio, the receiver, and then you got your bullet connectors. So we're ready to go right out of the box, that XT60 on there. That's awesome. I don't even have to solder anything. So we'll put some double-sided sticky tape on here, put it in the rig, and then we'll be back on the trail in no time. I've been liking this Gorilla double-sided clear tape pretty well lately, especially if you warm it up to get it to set. It does a really good job. And then you can still see your specs on the bottom. I'll zoom in on that so you guys can read it. Cool thing about this is it can take 4S. So we might be running this thing on 4S in the future just to see. And then you can see your BEC voltage goes up to 7.5 for the servo. So this thing's set up, guys. 90 amps, 18 volts. The craziest part about this and what caught my eye was it's like less than $30 shipped on Amazon. And my buddy Brent over at Adventure Time RC did a video almost a year ago on it. And I just didn't really need one at the time, so you know, I didn't try one, but now they're just so cheap I had to pick one up and try it. Plus Crawler Canyon. If you guys watch Crawler Canyon, he did a really good video on this thing a while ago, and he was comparing it pretty closely to the 1080, which is kind of the high mark for an ESC in my mind. So I'm not going to take the body off, so it's going to be kind of hard for you guys to see what I'm doing, but I'm just unplugging the motor wires right now. And we'll figure out where... FMS did a pretty awesome job with the wire protector, wire sheathing stuff on this. Might take that off and reuse it. But I gotta unwrap some of it to be able to see where the plug is. Oh, it's this one right here. So, how am I gonna unwrap that? Yeah, I'm just unwrapping this wire sheathing so I can get the plug for the ESC out of here. I'll probably cut this part out just so you guys aren't watching my hands and you really can't even see what's going on. I'm guessing this is just taped down. Like I said before, if you guys missed it, in my initial review, this is the Hobby Wing 1040. Come on, focus. There we go. Hobby Wing 1040 ESC. Not a bad ESC. Not a great one either. Kind of middle of the range, middle of the road. Let's pull this extra sticky tape out of here. Let's see, I'm probably going to orient this just about like that, I think. Kind of push that down and wiggle it in. And I think yellow should go to red on the bullet connectors for the motor. If not, we'll reverse them. And blue will go to black. I'm not going to get real crazy with putting the wire sheathing back on and stuff right now until we just take this thing out for a run and see how it's going to do. So I'm going to leave the wires a little bit of a mess for right now. Hey guys, back out on the trail. The wind has kicked up quite a bit, so hopefully you don't get a lot of wind noise in the microphone. We got the ESC installed just now, the Radiolink Cool 9030, and the drive out here, I would say I do have more throttle resolution for sure, even though I was driving on flat ground. And let's get into it and see what we think. The motor is definitely a lot quieter. That pulse width modulation is definitely way quieter. And it feels like the low speed control is a lot better. I got a lot more resolution. Let's take it over here to the rocks. What I was fighting the most before with the 1040 ESC was the downhill, like letting off. It was just kind of jerky. So we'll do the same thing and see if we get that same thing as last time. Yeah, look at that slow crawl. That's better for sure. See the drag brake right there? It kind of coasted a little bit, and then it stops, just locks up. Which is actually, I would rather have a little bit of coasting like that, so the drag brake isn't so abrupt and just front flip you if you're on something really steep. See if I can try that again. Yeah, drag brake seems good. I'm gonna hit that section one more time if I can back up there, just because that's the section I really noticed the 1040 struggling on the way down. As far as the resolution, I'm gonna flip. I'm just gonna reset it. Yeah, maybe I'll leave that in there. That was kind of cool. Knocked over the tripod and everything. That was stupid. I'm gonna run this downhill section one more time and really pay attention to the controllability. Yeah, it's better. Oh, that was just bad driving, but see if we can get back up there. Move you guys a little bit. Yeah, this is worth the money, guys, for the upgrade. Like I said, I believe it was under $30 shipped. Reverse drag brake. See, that's a little weird. I'll have to read the manual again and see if maybe I don't have the drag brake on 100%. We'll Let's see if it does the same thing going forward. Ooh, dang it. Oh, that was a heck of a rollover. All the way down there. Okay, let's run it the other way and see if that drag brake kind of fades a little going forward down this obstacle too. It's better forward for some reason. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, it is. It stops. It kind of coasts a little, like I was saying, but I don't mind that at all. It locks up pretty good. A lot of that's this cheap motor that these things come with. If it had a good 5 slot in it, drag brake would be a lot better. I'm trying not to flip. Dang it. I'm gonna help that. This is a lot steeper than it looks on camera, so I don't want this thing to tumble all the way down the hill to the driveway. It'd definitely break something. We're about 12 feet above the driveway right up here. Getting windy. All right, guys, so what do I think of this thing, summing it up after the first run? Definitely an improvement. Right off the bat, I could notice more throttle resolution. If I had to put it into like a percentage number, I would say somewhere between 20 and 30% you're gaining on the low speed control and throttle resolution with this speed controller over the Hobbywing 1040 that was in its stock. It seems like we lost a little bit of hill hold and reverse that you've seen on that one rock wall section. So that's a little bit odd, but that really doesn't matter to me. I think the hill hold on this thing overall is great going forward, and backward just kind of, it coasted a little bit before it locked up, but that's something I can overlook, especially considering that you get a lot more low speed control. So I think I'm going to probably end up getting a couple more of these ESCs and swapping out a couple more rigs with 1040s and 1060s in them, just because they're so cheap and they're so simple. Like I said, there's no program card or anything. And how do you like that? I got the little one in front of it. I just figured I'd do that for fun. So thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more on this rig, more on this ESC. I'll give you some updates. Maybe we'll try it on 4S next time. Would that be something cool you guys would like to see? Run this thing on 4S and see how it does, because the speed control can do it. So thanks, guys. See you later.